What's going on, disc golf fans, and welcome back. We made it to the final round of Brickyard Hollow Brewing presents the 2024 Maine State Championships, elevated by Thought Space Athletics. Special shout out to all of our Patreon supporters. As always, much love to each and every one of you and all of you viewers. I'm Derek Scull and Chris German on the mic once again. What's going on, bud? I'm excited.
We are back at Pineland Farms, the Patriot course. And we have a tied up ball game here. Harry Chace and Bradley Williams both sitting 21 under. A couple strokes separating them from Gregg Barsby, Paul Krans. This is going to be an exciting final round. Hopefully a lot of highlights.
We got some other folks here in striking distance as well. A lot can happen here.
Yeah, all the way down to maybe 8th place. So Chace card, definitely movement to happen here. We're going to move into hole 1. Par 3, 415 feet. Really like this hole to start off your round. Just a slight drift to the right. A couple trees you need to miss here, and you want it to fade back to the left.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the lead card for the Maine Disc Golf Championships, sponsored by Brickyard Hollow Brewing Company and elevated by Thought Space Athletics. We are going to start with our co-leader from East Greenwich, Rhode Island, Harry Chace.
Harry put up that course record at the Bittersweet course. And then Bradley Williams put up a heater as well.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting kind of going into this final round. Bradley Williams being a veteran and Harry Chace being a new up-and-comer. So it's good to see them kind of neck and neck here.
As well as the defending champ, bottom of the box, is Harry. This is a good flip-up. Misses that tree. Gets a good kick. That's going to push him pin high.
Next on the tee, our co-leader, Bradley Williams from Austin, Texas.
Shout out to everybody that has been involved in this event. This is our second year covering Maine States. Always a pleasure. Really well run. Beautiful courses. Great time of year. Nice stock hyzer shot here from Bradley. High enough. Going inside.
Ooh.
Wow.
Catches that tree. He's going to be putting from circle,
Third on the
too.
tee, from Grass Valley, California, Gregg Barsby.
Oh, Gregg back on our coverage. Had that eagle on hole 17 in round 1. So we have the pleasure to see him attack this course for the second time. A little more low, a little more direct. Needs to miss that tree.
Oh, yeah, he does. Checks up just short, but should be, looks like maybe right outside the circle.
And rounding out the card, defending champion from Dudley, Massachusetts, Paul Krans.
Always cool to see the defending champ finding his way all the way to the top on lead card, final round. Looking for a chance to two-time and within striking distance for sure.
The last time Paul was on final round lead card here at this event, he was with a different manufacturer. So really excited to see that there is a lot of consistency in his game.
Oh, yeah.
Filters up really nicely, pin high, left.
And he's got that really bright tiger red there.
Championship Sunday, baby.
No bueno for Gregg.
Ooh, narrowly tickles the chain on the right side.
Harry just inside the circle. He's going to take a solo lead already here to start this final round. It's always a good distance to start your round for a putt.
Great birdie there for Paul.
Sneaks it right over the cage.
Yeah, I agree. I think after seeing 4 for 4 lace jobs off the tee, that's got to be a confidence builder alone. And then to cash that putt knowing that you're 2 for 2 in execution, really great way to get your mind into attack mode.
Gregg for par. Successful. Good par for him.
And so I had elected to kind of show a little bit more of the full range of what the pacing is really like here on the green. So on hole 1, we're taking in kind of what to expect in this high level of play. We're going to jump into hole 2, 308-foot par 3, slightly downhill. You've got this hillside here starting on the left as it gradually slopes to the right. The miss that you will mainly see is going too far or pulling one as a righty, landing on the right-hand side. Best play is to throw something, I don't know, level, slow, land a little early. That's definitely a little right for Harry. Not ideal.
Yeah, he's going to be putting just outside the circle. All about speed control here, because this needs to get down quick. All right.
And for being long, not in the woods line, still has a stab at it. I would expect Bradley to very easily finesse this shot. And this is pretty ideal, landing just short, using that hillside to filter forward. Probably see something very similar from Gregg.
Gregg was the only one to get the birdie round 1 on our card, and it's looking like he's going to get another one here.
So much glide in that disc as well. Slight ceiling to deal with for Harry, but
That was
he
baller.
says, I don't mind at all.
A little Joe Revere in him there with that walk-off. Paul just inside.
Ugh. Still a little early for Paul. We know what he's capable of. Let's see if he can warm up.
Nice birdie there for Brad, as this was a middle-of-the-pack hole. Came in .32 under par. So a lot of birdies, 32 birdies on the day. It's about 38% of the field. Gregg making sure he goes through his routine. We're at 75% on this card. So
Yeah, I was going to say.
card doing well.
I was going to say, even with it being that short, really taking the moment to not take it for granted.
All right, moving into hole 3. First par 4 of the course. Coming in at 200 meters. Just kind of want to get out in the open here. And then we have this dog leg to the right. Some guardian trees you have to miss on your approach. It was a little windier today, so a little gustier. I don't think it was anything crazy, but it was enough to, I would say these guys would get a win read off this first throw here.
Yeah, and look at the move Harry is putting on this. Holy cow.
That's the best shot I think I've seen on this hole.
And if I'm being honest, this might be an uncommon opinion, but I really don't think that the distance is all that important on this hole. I think that, on your approach, give or take 50 feet, I don't think really makes much of a difference at this style of elite play. So it's really just kind of showing off at that point. Gregg coming up just short of where he was first round.
But it should be fine, like you're saying. Just getting out there. This is a good move from Paul. No, it's going to keep turning over.
And so that's what you don't want. And I think that when you're really trying to move on it, that's the risk that you're coming into play by just overthrowing on that especially not really knowing exactly how the wind is playing that 100 to 200 feet out into the fairway. Because the tee area is kind of nestled in a wooded area, so you don't really get a genuine wind read.
Yeah, that's tough for Paul. That's going to be a tough birdie look.
That flared forward a little more than I was expecting. I thought it may have swung to the left a little bit more than that.
Just do it with your eyes closed, Bradley.
I'd say something similar out of Harry here, too.
Yeah, a couple more trees between him and the basket, so a little sketchier, but he says, I'll put it closer.
And that blue disc that he's been throwing forehand a lot most of the weekend seemed to do the trick here.
Yeah, Paul's able to just lay up. He'll be looking at par. Gregg edges circle.
Knocks it in. Nice birdie.
It's 2 in a row now for Gregg. Gets to 20. Just trying to keep pace. This came in .36 under par, so another middle of the pack hole. Over 40% of the field taking the birdie.
Let's swing into hole 4, 207 foot, slightly downhill, par 3. We have the pin nestled right on top of a mound here. Honestly, ideal play is to play this one short as well, much like hole 2. This is going to be nestling forward and uphill, so there's really that pocket right in front of the basket that you're looking for.
Great shot.
Yeah, Harry lands a little left and trickles to the other side, but excellent speed control. This one's got a little bit more movement on it.
Get down. Ooh.
Hunting. It was hunting a little low, but
Ooh, that's what you don't want. That's tough. You got a 45-footer.
To
almost
run
50.
that with the danger behind it again.
Gregg looks like he's 2 for 2 now on this one.
Yeah, almost identical placement. We saw Paul kind of match Gregg's shot on round 1 as well. Didn't quite commit as much as the first time around. He should have a stab at it from there, but not a gimme like he had before.
Tester for Paul here. Oh.
There's a lot of nerves on a putt like that.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to take the 4 here.
Derek, we need to take a minute to realize that Harry's 4 for 4 here. Field scorecard, I mean.
Yeah, it happens so quick.
Yeah, he's turkey and beyond now.
And effortlessly as well.
Oh, jeez. This is turkey for Gregg. That's looking tasty on his scorecard. And a couple pars for the other guys.
Tee shot is key here.
Yeah. Losing strokes to some of the field here. This came in as a pretty easy hole as well. But we're going into a tough one now. Hole 5, 337 feet, par 3. Gap you have to miss way down the fairway, and then a couple gaps later in the fairway, almost all the way down by the green. And I don't think, I said it in round 1, this hole moves very far right. And I really don't think the drone or even the cameras will be able to give it justice to how far right it really is.
And that's the common miss there, hitting something kicking left. Depending on how far it kicks, you may still have a line there. This is a really good angle from Gregg, just unfortunately pushed over to the right a little more than intended.
Yeah, too much turn.
That's not enough turn.
Missed a couple trees. Should be an easy 3.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So
That's worst case scenario.
Yeah, 2 out of our 4 here kick to the left. Looks like Harry's definitely left himself open. You can see the pin from where he is.
Oh, that's cooked. Oh.
Curls back towards.
That's all right.
Yeah, all right. Well, it'll be his first par of the day.
I was afraid we were going to see a Chandler. He's going to roll towards the road.
Oh, unfortunate there for Paul. Coming up short on the approach. Definitely has more meat on it.
Probably looking at our
Gregg,
first
too.
Red box here. That's a great shot from Bradley. Good approach. Should be able to save his par.
Tough angle for Krans.
Hey, he gave it a run, though. Just a little low.
This is in Barsby territory here, so you know he's going to be running it. I think just gave it a little too much juice.
Paul for 4. Oh, no. This is not the start Krans wanted. That's going to put him on the other side of par.
But as we see here, Harry is human after all.
Yeah, hole 5. 3rd hardest hole on the day.
It's one of my favorites, too, actually.
Yeah, really good hole. We saw 5 birdies in the entire field, only 6%.
That's wild. Paul with the double. All right, let's move into the 6th 505-foot par 4. Name of the game is to swing left here off the tee. You don't really have to worry so much about distance, but the further up the hill you are, the better your footing is. You're going to have a stock shot for your approach as well, because there's nothing in the way for you on your second.
You mentioned the first round. You really kind of want to push it farther. And I think it kind of creates a better angle. Yeah, or straighter.
Unless you have
this is flirting
big
with the
hook.
Mando. And he does hit that tree. Should still be able to take a full power shot to get up to the green.
So this is what I like to see, is that Gregg threw damn near the identical shot on this hole, round 1. And we're starting to see it kind of collect, because on hole 3 as well, or I'm sorry, hole 4 as well, matching.
Thank you.
It's a good shot from Paul. Yeah, maybe we have to put Gregg's rounds together and see all of the matches that he has.
And I think that that's just a testament to the veteran player really knowing what their game is at this point, being able to match the consistency of shot. So once they figure out a hole, you can lock in and just do that every time come game day.
Yeah, Bradley left that a little short. Paul, though, right on the edge of bullseye. Looks like he's going to be able to bounce back after that double. Get himself back to even. And Harry looks like he's going to go back on the birdie train. Grabbing another one.
It was just a short stop. Wow. Drawn up perfectly from Gregg. Didn't waste any time either. Pretty much as soon as it was his turn, ran up, went.
This is Brad, probably like 13 meters or so. And yeah, after catching that tree early, It's going to be a par on his book. Let's hope Gregg doesn't replicate what happened round 1, and he doesn't. He's got the bird. It's a good bounce back for him.
Ooh, almost a bounce back out there for Paul. Bradley with the lone par here.
Got it.
Elevation for your mind.
Banana miss.
Elevate.
All right, moving into hole 7. Under 300 feet. Don't let that fool you. This one is dangerous. There is OB on the left side. Basically inside the bullseye. Wind was down at this point.
I think the proper play is playing right side short, letting the groundwork push you forward, really mitigating any risk to that OB. And we find that Gregg is doing that play where we saw him do the forehand on round 1, finding himself OB taking the bogey. So
Yeah.
learning from your mistakes.
And I shouldn't say there's no wind. There was a tailwind on this hole. But so far, everyone's doing it right. Three for 3 inside the circle. Bradley trying to get another birdie as he's losing pace to Harry. Count it.
Those are 4 excellent drives. Count that one. First birdie here, I would say, barring any craziness. Will that be our first star frame?
Did we get one on 2? Nope, because Paul missed. Yeah. I think so. They were going to see our first star frame, as this was the 4th easiest hole. 56% of the field grabbing the birdies. A couple OBs, almost a quarter or half a stroke under par, so must get for these guys, and they do just that.
All right, let's take a look at hole 8, 390-foot par 3, downhill, lots of trees to contend with. Your landing area is going to be right around here as it filters up into the green, slight slope behind the pin. In years past, we've seen some players with the big arms go up and over the right side. Don't really see that happening with any of these players here. Harry playing an aggressively straight line there, just going through all of it. Filters back out.
You got like pin high on that. He's way down there. It's easy to kind of like turn it over, throw it too straight.
Yeah,
Kind of what we're
like
seeing
Gregg.
here. And Gregg's in a pretty similar spot to where he was round 1.
Yeah, given the fact that that's definitely not the shot he was hoping for, the result is favorable nonetheless.
Yeah, and this was a tough hole for him on feature card day, so hopefully he can execute. His Paul's is going a little straight too. So far, no one's really been able to reach the basket, as this was the second hardest hole, I believe.
Bradley hitting center tree here, luckily stopping right in the middle. Could have been far worse.
Still some work.
Touchy forehand, not able to crest into the green.
He's looking at a circle 2 putt for par.
That's not a good feeling.
Nice shot there from Paul. So he'll get his tap in par. Let's see how aggressive Gregg's going to get. I think pretty.
Wow, Gregg.
Yep. Ooh. Pushes it, but misses the basket along him. Boy, does that roll all the way to the bottom.
Yeah, not really a lot you can do in there.
No. This is Bradley from probably 50 or so.
It does sit.
Yeah, catching chains. It's a tough bogey to take. Sitting solo second as Gregg's going to have to split some trees. Gregg making a birdie sandwich with some bogey bread, I think. Harry's making a birdie sandwich with some par bread.
Well, I was going to say we have par bread on our scorecard with bogey in the middle.
Oh. Dude. That's like when you have the memes and like you just like blew my mind.
Get ready to eat your bogey sandwich.
All right, we're going to move into hole 9. This one, third easiest hole in the course. Just kind of a turnover for these guys, or maybe a forehand. Slightly up this hill to the right side, under 200 feet. Some muscat. And I also we didn't mention this in round 1. You see these big arrows here? Those aren't mandos. Those are just kind of hints to where the basket is.
One of the locals said that this is a multi-use park, so those are helpful hints, was the verbiage they used.
Yeah, so that is not a mando. Not that anyone should be throwing that side or missing that, but I figured we'd do mention that to everyone.
Gregg lining up beforehand, much like round 1. Saw him get through, no problem, and it looks like that's going to be the case again.
The same thing.
So, again, that's 3 holes now so far that he has replicated the shot off the tee. I find that so impressive.
Hey, it's fun to film people multiple rounds on the same courses. Things are getting tough for Bradley here.
Yeah.
And that should be fine. He's next to putt, though. Yeah, I mean, 0.44 under par, 50% of the field taking birdies.
I like this hole a lot, too, actually. It's like, it's short and kind of, I don't know, because of the angle, I guess some people would say maybe it's gimmicky. But, like, I really like that it tests that very specific, like, high, touchy backhand for a righty. I mean, obviously, we see Gregg just filleting this thing with a forehand, but it gives you options. One misstep and you're in bogey town, so.
Boy, this was pretty eventful front 9 this final day. Beautiful weather. And the gallery. Shout out to the crew out here and just the fans of disc golf in the Maine scene.
Harry, you're 7 down through 9.
Yeah.
There's so much green on a scorecard. Let's take a look at our real-time standings
Woo!
here.
JP's right there too. Proctor from Chace card making a push. He's 9 down through 10 or 11 at this point.
Yeah, that's wild. As always, thank you all to all of our viewers and Patreon supporters. Without your support, well, I guess we're just doing this for you. We appreciate you all so much. And we'll catch you on the back nine, see how this exciting round finishes out.